A staggering 15 million and possibly tens of millions more lost by consumers in tiny home fraud. My name is Ruben Austria with Revolution Realty Capital.
Welcome, Tracy Hassey, Ticor Escrow Services.
Ellen Rodriguez Swing, Framework Accounting.
Welcome. Ellen, Tracy, thank you so much for being here. We're going to get that at some point. Happy Friday, everyone. Really, really excited to be here. We are here talking about the very thing we're trying to compete against, which is consumer fraud and consumer misinformation. Happy Friday. Tracy, how have you been today?
Oh my gosh, rock the house, TGIF, everybody. Super excited. We've got such an incredible show for everybody tuning in. So cheers to your success.
Absolutely. How about you, Ellen? How's your week going?
Oh, ready to go to the weekend. But today's episode, I'm very excited because we're here to warn potential investors and buyers. So every time we have these expert subject matter who will talk about safeguarding everything that we are working for hard.
100%. It's so hard to succeed in real estate investing with people trying to fraud you all the time. We are working to fix that, and that really transitions into what we're here doing at LEARNin Local Live. So if you don't know already, LEARNin Local Live is a platform that presents real insights on real deals with real people in real time. It's really an educational platform that helps educate, empower, and inspire investors to be their best selves. And when we say investors, any people buying property, we all know homeowners need to buy property as well. So whether or not you are investing in your very first real estate property or your 100th property, we're going to make it worth your while tuning in with the ability to connect with these experts and subject matter professionals. With that said, connecting, collaborating, creating. Tracy and Ellen, I know both of you have really just dove in head first with what we're doing here to LEARNin Local RIA. Can you just quickly describe what it's been like? Maybe Ellen, you go first. What has it been like to utilize this live video to connect with real estate professionals and investors?
First of all, it feels good that you're able to help these potential buyers. Real estate is the biggest investment of a person. And so with us showing and making this platform available for people to really listen and make informed decision, I think it just feels good. And I'm able also to connect with potential customers. So it's a win-win for both sides.
100%. How about you, Tracy? How has it been like for you sharing your wonderful personality live with us?
Oh my gosh, Ruben, I am so grateful to be a part of this. I'm really honored to meet such pros and influencers like yourself, Ellen here, and everybody that's on every show, because we truly do hand select and vet everybody that's on the show, and their heart is in the right place. We're here to bring you top of mind information that's going to make an impact in your business, in your investments. And what we're talking about today is such a big deal because the fraudsters are getting smarter. So what does that mean? That means we need to get smarter. From an escrow perspective, that's why I'm where I'm at, Ticor Escrow Services, because we are the leaders in the industry at protecting from wire fraud and cybercrime. And I think it's really interesting. People don't think it's ever going to happen to them. I remember meeting with a client 6 months later, he got the call. He said it was the worst call of his life. His clients got hacked. So I always say pause, educate your clients, and work with reputable companies. And that's what we're here to shine some light and bring some interesting information and education to set you up for great success so we all win. It is a win-win-win.
Absolutely. We are going to do that. We are out to do that. And one thing that I didn't mention, if you are watching, you have any questions, you have any comments, please comment live. We're here for you. that's essentially the point. So, it's so hard these days to get a hold of real professionals doing real deals. So please comment, ask any questions, and we'll make sure that we answer them live. All right. So perfect. What I want to do now is really introduce our influencers of the week. So let's roll to that. All right, here on LEARNin Local Live, we are on a quest to make all the quality real estate professionals real estate influencers. This platform is really by the community, for the community. If we didn't have these subject matter influencers here today to talk about what's going on in the real estate market in San Diego, then you probably have to call them all individually. So rather than having to do that, we are bringing them all today just to get insights on the news, the deals, and events that are coming up. So without further ado, let me start by introducing myself quickly. My name is Ruben Austria. I'm with Revolution Realty Capital. Did you just flip a home and you are having a hard time selling it at the completed value? Well, unfortunately, that is who I'm dealing with a lot these days. Investors can't get that ARV value sold on their listings, and time is ticking. They say that the Fed is going to lower rates at the end of September, but that might not be soon enough for many of these investors. Give me a call. We can put you in a DSCR loan, reposition that debt, and get you the peace of mind that you need, so that you can get find a different avenue to exit that property. So give us a call today. Thank you so much for being here. Tracy, I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself.
Excellent. Thank you, Ruben. Great job. So I have a question. If you're a broker, realtor, investor, or an attorney, how are you protecting your clients' money and information and safeguarding your real estate deals from cyber fraud? Let's talk. So once again, Tracy Hassey, Ticor Escrow Services. We are the leaders at protecting your clients' money and information from wire fraud and cybercrime. And most importantly, we're backed by a Fortune 300 company. So here for you for your success and safeguarding your real estate deals. Cheers. Let's talk.
All right. Not last but not least, our second co-host, Ellen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ruben. Ever wonder how smart investors make the numbers work? I'm Ellen Rodriguez-Swing, principal of Framework Accounting, and numbers are our playground. So I'm here to help real estate investors understand the financial side. It's the exciting part, the financial side of the investment game. So to make profitable decisions, make informed decisions, make the numbers work for you, I'm here. Again, Ellen Rodriguez-Swing.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's just start by introducing our subject matter expert guests. We're going to start by introducing Crystal first. Crystal Hughes from eXp Realty. Thank you so much for being here, Crystal.
Hi. Thanks for having me, everybody. Yes, I'm Crystal Hughes with eXp. I've been in the industry for about 13 years, and I'm a part of the number 3 team in San Diego, and we are actually number 9 in the world. We basically help people go from where they're at to where they want to go. First-time home buyers or long-time real estate investors. So I consult real estate agents as well. So that's one of the ways I met Tracy. I'm on the Realtor Board in Coronado, and I help real estate agents bridge the gap in their own businesses as well. So that's me. Nice to meet you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Next up on the list, Joseph Anthony Bustamante is in the building. Joseph.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me on. Tracy, Ruben, and the entire team. It's an honor to be here. Ever changing real estate market. How do we stay on top of that? How do we choose a real estate agent? Well, by finding someone who's educated, who's got their pulse on the heart of real estate, and that's me. I love connecting people, educating people. So whether you're in a single family resident purchase or to sell, condominium, townhomes, investment properties, I put all feet forward. I say all feet because I'm constantly climbing and doing the best job for you. It's an inside joke to a degree, but I'm a little out there working for all of you all the time. My passion.
Bravo.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. All right. Well, We had a third guest, but they might be experiencing some technical difficulties. Unfortunately, that really is the only thing that stops us from being out here today is technical difficulties. So once John comes back, we will make sure to have introduce him. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We have a really great topic to discuss today. And we want to give our experts here an opportunity to let's get into the insights. All right. So have you ever Googled something, saw the information, and wondered whether or not it was real or legitimate? Well, that's what we're here today. If you're a real estate investor looking to buy into the the San Diego real estate market, we want to talk about the news that's relevant to you. Maybe you have not seen, but we're gonna present it and have our subject matter experts share their insights. So let us just look at the article. The article is from a website called MoneyWise. Talks about how tiny homes. Well, at least the idea of tiny homes was created, and there's a company called Multitasker that left a lot of investors in the lurch. So yeah, that's a problem. So I want to start. I know there's probably a lot to say here, but let's just start by getting Crystal to really quickly comment on the article. And if we haven't posted these comments. We haven't posted the article in the comments, so please do so that our investors can check it out. So, Crystal, what's the thing that stuck out for you the most on this article? As a realtor.
Well, first of all, these things do happen, and it is very unfortunate. And there are ways to prevent this, which number one is communication between your clients and yourself, and also to have a second and a third opinion, having a real estate attorney review sometimes the contracts if there's any kind of uncertainty or question, especially with something like tiny homes, right? It is our fiduciary responsibility as real estate agents to ensure that we are protecting them. And so making sure that protection is maybe also doing additional due diligence and having it run in by an attorney as well. But sometimes you can double cross your basis and still end up with these situations. So making sure that you're working with trusted advisories is number one.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's tough, and that's why we're here, right? We want to communicate this information in a way people trust the information. I'm more than happy to show up live, talk about what I think. So yeah, no, thank you so much, Crystal. Really appreciate it. Joseph, how about yourself? What do you what do you say? What thing kind of stuck out for you?
Well, I think the same thing that Crystal has said, that, unfortunately it's out there, whether we want to realize it or not. My mother recently was in a situation a lot smaller than this, but she actually went and pulled money out of the bank and was about to send it to someone. Thank goodness for my sister who stepped in and said, hey, wait a minute, let's pause here. But from 15 million to 48 million is what the estimated loss was here. But it's so much more than just the money. It's the inconvenience. The people's lives are turned upside down from it. And I think that's what really stood out to me in the process of all the things that were attached to it, how it's so common. And I would think that, again, agreeing with Crystal, is the level of communications and to having an escrow company in place. I think that's something that we don't talk about enough. And I think the importance of it should be very, laminated and put out there a lot more, if you will, because they are their protector, the third party neutral protector, if you will.
100%. Yeah, no, I'm sure Tracy is like chomping at the bit to talk escrow, but really quick, John had some technical issues. We're going to bring John back, and he's going to quickly introduce himself and then add some perspective on the article. So John, thank you. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah, once again, my name is John Anagnos, aka Mr. Carlsbad, a real estate agent here in North County in Carlsbad. And we can help you get your home sold for the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. So glad to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. Really appreciate it. And happy to be here. And yeah, as far as the article goes, um, several things stood out to me, in that you really need to have constant communication happening between all parties at all times. And the second that isn't there, there's usually something wrong. And, you really need to be, everyone's got to be on top of their ball and presenting their best, versions of themselves. And, there's got to be an escrow account somewhere, because the second that's not there, it creates all kinds of problems. And people can pull some really shady tactics. I know from dealing with the stuff personally, and, everyone's got to be, accountable for what they do. And yeah, it's, from lenders to agents, everyone's got to be hand holding everyone through the process, because this is a really big transaction, and you have to be able to have people trust you, and communication's key.
100%. 100%. Tracy, I know one of the big pieces of advice for the article was talking about managed escrow. So if you could kind of just chime in and explain and help us understand why anyone would do deals without escrow account, please.
Well, if you are, you need some help. Here's the bottom line that's, really rang home. I mean, lack of clear communication, multiple or unfamiliar lenders, but most importantly, no managed escrow account. And I took some notes here that I want to read so I'm precise, because this is really important. Legitimate builders used managed escrow accounts that released funds only after project milestones are met. So if a builder asks for a payment directly to their business account, consider it a huge warning sign, because they don't have any checks and balances from that point forward. They can take the money and run, which is what they did here, or they could work, but they could work at their pace with no incentive to get the job done or fulfill the contract at hand, because they have nothing to lose. They've already been paid, right? So if the in the multi-tasker case, the absence of escrow service. Are you guys hearing some reverb there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There's some reverb in the background. So in the multitasker case, the absence of an escrow service enabled the funds to bypass safeguarding, leading to a significant consumer loss. So at the end of the day, I mean, anything and everything, if you're dealing with a large amount of money, make sure it goes through escrow. And most importantly, because there is collusion, and sometimes these maybe the program has a in-house escrow. The definition of escrow is a neutral third party. So you really want to be working with a neutral third party, and we're the leaders. We are backed by a Fortune 300 company. So not many people can say that, hardly any. And that's why I'm so proud to be a part of Ticor Escrow Service, which we're backed by Ticor Title Company of California. Been in business over 100 years. So really pay attention and pause when it comes to wiring money. And as Crystal said, make sure you have checks and balances and have an attorney review things. So
Tracy,
yeah, we're all here for you to answer these questions and support you in the process.
Tracy, I wanted to add to that, because I think a lot of the times the question that we get from consumers is what is escrow? And you just explained it, but how I also explain it another way is it's a person, it's a place, and it's a thing. So you have an escrow officer, who's your person. Yes. You have an escrow company, it's a place, and then it's also a thing that helps you through the transaction. Right? Yes. So really understanding exactly what that is. It's a third party that's neutral, but it's also a person, place, and a thing.
Absolutely. And just watching, the contract has to be met, what the buyer and seller or the investor have agreed upon in order. Escrow we're order takers, essentially, because we can't move forward until the contractual obligations have been met. As they're met, we move forward.
Right.
Yeah. Tiny homes, especially here in California, that's often touted as the affordable housing solution right now. So as you can see here, it's a very sad story. Millions of dollars were lost. Lack of escrow account, and then lender, multi-lenders that are colluding with the, I don't know, with the builders maybe, and vague communication. And a lot of these people who are interested in the tiny homes as this affordable housing solution, they actually have, they usually lack resources. So my question to our experts right now is, if you can give these buyers one golden rule for avoiding such scams, what would it be?
Don't ever wire money to anyone, especially in real estate. Don't ever do it, because you'll never get it back. You'll never see it again. And you won't be able to hold the person accountable. So you need to really, whether you're talking to a lender or an agent, you need to screen them, and you need to meet with them and have some face-to-face time with them. And you need to make sure that just to echo what Tracy said, you need to make sure that the escrow officer, they know what they're doing. They've got a good track record. They've got good history, and they're trusted by people. And you never ever, because my partner and I have dealt with several transactions where someone's trying to get someone to wire money, and then it causes just a giant problem. So you got to be careful.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I want to mention really quick is that communication is key. I mean, if you're a realtor or anyone that you're working with, especially your lender, doesn't get back to you in a timely manner, there's there's something something to be concerned about, for sure. Because we work, private lenders, we work like banks. We work 9 to 5. Just like a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, so if you're not getting a response, there's really no reason to not, especially if you have a file in place, if you have a loan in place. Joseph, we just want to hear you chime in as well to that question. What's the best advice that you can give your buyers?
Well, first I have the question of who gets to work 9 to 5, because in my industry, I haven't experienced that at all. And I get calls at 6 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes last time I was working at 10 o'clock at night. But I think that we can all say that, I think everyone has said it, that communication is key. That would probably be number one on the list. Other things that we want to consider is that, do your homework, ask about escrow, ask about licensing, and always be suspicious of urgency tactics. I think that that's probably another red flag. And if you see a red flag, follow up on it. And I think that all of us, whether you're an investor, private investor, whoever we are, professional, that we were all gifted with this sense of intuition. And follow your gut, follow what you feel, follow your heart, follow whatever that is. I remember years ago on probably the most famous talk show person, I won't mention her name, but we all know who she is. She did an entire segment on when this gift that we have of instinct and of intuition, and that we utilize it. We're so tapped out of it. And usually in retrospect, when incidences like this occur, I think we could all agree that we go looking back at, this happened. This came across, I should have paid more attention. So, just to kind of recap quickly, do your homework, ask about licensing, ask about the escrow, suspicion of urgency, and follow your gut. That's what I thought.
Just to echo what Joseph is saying there, if you ever have that little voice in your head,
okay, we're having some sound issues, John.
Because communication's key, and anytime you feel something's wrong, listen to it. Your instincts are always right. They're always right. Don't ignore them.
100%. Yeah. So we're gonna move on to our next segment, but before I do that, we have someone that just echoed what you just said, John. So communication is key. So let's just make sure. If you guys have any comments, you're watching, please let us know. We're gonna move to our next segment of the show. My favorite part is the deals. So let's do that right now. All right. So our deals, the deal section in this show is made to help educate any investors that might be looking for their first deal, or really just give another investment to an investor who might be looking for their 10th or their 100th deal. So want to bring on to our show Martin Magana from Armis Real Estate. Martin, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Ruby. It's always an honor just to be on the show, and you always welcome me back. So super excited to be here again.
Okay, great. Martin, I think we might be having a delay on. Did everyone hear Martin really
I can
well?
hear. Yeah.
I can hear.
Okay, cool. All right, Martin. So why don't you introduce yourself, and then we'll get into this deal that we're talking about.
Perfect. Hey guys, are you looking for any off-market deals in the San Marcos, North County, or the San Diego area? Look no further than Aramis Real Estate. Here at Aramis, we specialize in finding off-market, on-market opportunities and getting those to your investors, to your clients, if you're a realtor or if you're an end buyer, the same. We're trying to kind of revolutionize how wholesaling is portrayed in San Diego because general consensus is that wholesalers are shady, unethical. They're just trying to get as much money out of the people they're working with as possible. That's where we're trying to do things differently. We're very big on keeping our deals very lean. Sometimes we barely make any money. The most important thing is making sure the deal closes, and then it opens up the relationship with the realtor, with the end buyer to want to come back and work with us again. That's kind of how we profit, by getting repeat customers, because we're not tacking on 50, 100K fees. Typically, we're doing 10, 15 max, especially on the higher price points. That being said, I'm also a licensed realtor as well. So we kind of hold ourselves to a higher level of professionalism that a lot of these other wholesalers aren't doing. And everything we do is under contract directly, no daisy chaining. That's the biggest thing that I hate about other wholesalers, is just wasting people's time, not having everything under control. That's kind of what we're trying to do different out here.
Awesome. All right. Well, Martin, without further ado, why don't we just get into the opportunity of the week that you have available?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So our first deal is up in Rancho Bernardo, right above Poway. It's a condo. And the reason we like this one for this segment is because a lot of these price points for investors are, everybody wants a 3.2 or 700K or up to $1 million. You rarely find properties in this good of a condition for the price point we have it at. This one is at $399,000. It is a 1-1 condo on a 817 total square footage, built in 1985 with a assigned parking spot. It is a super easy cosmetic flip. All you have to do is the flooring, renovate that kitchen, renovate the bathroom that we're about to look at. The only downside to this one is that because it's on the second floor, the HOA will require you to keep carpet in place. So we would definitely recommend replacing that carpet with a much nicer one, but that's definitely going to limit ARV. And then there's an HOA fee of a little bit over $600. So that being said, there's a lot of model match comps that are selling in this area recently within 6 months. So that's one of the reasons we took this one on, is because even with the high HOA and the limitation of the flooring, they're still moving. So I know there's unfinished comps that are either the flooring's not done, the kitchen isn't remodeled. There's one that's sitting for $485 that hasn't even been touched. They literally repainted all the fixtures, everything. That's all they did. So we have no doubt you can probably get at least $500 for this. Conservatively, $480 ARV for sure. But there's no reason you shouldn't be able to go higher. It just really depends on your rehab and if you can justify your ARV without the LVP or any kind of hardwood flooring.
Awesome. All right, Martin. Well, hey, that's the pitch. You guys are the expert realtors that might be working with buyers who are interested. Crystal's smiling, so let's go with Crystal first. How about
Okay, I love it. Thanks. So just call me Smiley. No, I actually hosted the open house here last weekend in that same complex, and we had quite a few buyers that came through. And I think that basically, if you're going to put, if you're a buyer and you're considering this, or if I'm hosting the open house, it's what's your motivation? Is it short term? Is it long term? If you're wholesaling it, obviously you want that, what you said, the ARV, the after resale value. So I'll be asking a wholesaler, how much are you wanting in that profit, right? What's that percentage that you're looking for in the profit? If you're wanting to move into it as, you know, your primary residence, we look at it a little bit differently. We look at it more for long term, but something like this can work as a primary residence and it can work as a rental. And then, you know, for the future, something to even retirement. And so I think the question is understanding what's the inflation, and then we recommend based off of where the market's at and pricing. One more thing I'll say about that is condos are a little bit difficult right now because the lenders have tightened up on getting approvals. So for like the master certification, if there's anything undone in a condo, if there's fixes that aren't done or special assessments coming, it's more difficult, and they're staying on the market longer. So I think it's super important that you ensure that the HOA is super fit in a condominium. Because like you said, these are a little bit higher, right, Martin?
Yeah.
So, and sometimes that price between the HOA can actually put you out for qualifying for your loan. So I think those are the most important things that I would be asking: motivation, timing, and profit.
100%, especially that special assessment where I've had deals that were just killed because the HOA had to issue special assessments and it just becomes way too much, so the deal doesn't even work. And the other thing is making sure that the HOA is up to date with their inspection of that, because I know one of the biggest things for condos is the balconies, making sure that that's up to date, especially with regulation about making sure those are inspected every 9 years. So stuff like that is the stuff we kind of handle for you guys. We work with title companies and escrow to make sure that all this is in place before we buy it. And if something like that comes up where it's not even set up, it's not even able to work as a flip or anything, we make sure we kill the deal and don't pass that on to people, because we're trying to make sure it works for everybody.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Joseph, what do you think about this opportunity?
I think it's a wonderful opportunity. You know, I'm just going to echo everything that Crystal and Martin have said, because I think they're so valid. You know, the balcony is always an issue. So, you know, read your HOA docs. I think so many times I send HOA docs over to clients and they don't read them. Some look at the financials, some do not. You know, Joseph, is there anything here I should pay attention to? I say everything, right? Have somebody else take a look at it. We're not supposed to interpret that. But I would also say that for a first-time buyer, veterans, this is a great opportunity, investment, or for first-time purchase of a home. You know, Rancho Bernardo is anchored by the Rancho Bernardo Inn. It's resort-style type living. And I think these are all qualities that add to the value of this home. Of course, when an appraiser comes in, you know, does that value have value? Depending on the appraiser. So just do your due diligence. And I think that could be a great opportunity. That price point is fantastic. There is a little bit higher of an HOA, I would say, in regard to that price point, but I've seen it work. So hopefully someone will snap that home up and make something wonderful with it.
Yeah, we've definitely seen homes or condos in that area at that HOA price move, but regardless, the HOA fee is very big, and we take that into account when negotiating pricing. So our thing is pricing is always negotiable. When we get reductions, we need to go at it for to respect the seller with a reason why, not just we want to make more money. Typically, when a wholesaler gets a reduction, it's to make more money or to do that, and they try to keep their fee the same. Whenever we get reductions, generally we're barely going to make anything. It's more of to make sure that the buyer gets the product they want, and then obviously the relationship is being built.
Wonderful.
Right, John. Let's you got the last dibs on talking about this deal.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just to echo what Crystal was saying, you want to make sure that everything makes sense, along with what Martin was saying. Like, I know from dealing with other wholesalers that they can certainly be unethical and whatnot. So everything, you know, it's really important to have everybody, you know, on the same page, working with the same standards and the same morals and the same ethics, trying to make the deal work for everybody, not just one side. And, you know, of course, everything's got to work for the buyer and the seller, both sides, with the HOAs and, you know, the profit and all that stuff. You know, the more streamlined, the more fair you can make it, the better it's going to be for everybody, not just one side.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think that's great. I really appreciate all the insights that we all shared, because, you know, at the end of the day, what's great about this platform, John, like you said, is like, just make sure the wholesaler knows what they're talking about. Well, I don't think Martin would be here if he did, you know, if he wasn't confident in his analysis of giving it to you guys live, right? So
no, and I don't mean to cut you off, Ruben. Martin, I appreciate what you're trying to do on trying to change the perception of wholesalers, because I know for too many, I mean, I get blasted by wholesalers every single day. Like, do you have anything? No, and I wouldn't send it to you anyway if I did, because I don't know who you are and I don't know how you got my number. So, yeah, it's really important to make it really fair and moral for everybody involved to make the deal work on both sides. And you know, there's the more that you can do that, the more it will work for everyone involved, and the more, you know, you'll be able to do more business. So I really appreciate what you're trying to do. Yeah,
no, I love that. I appreciate that. One piece of advice for you guys would be that if a wholesaler does call you, because I know a lot of what we do is cold calling, trying to find prospective end buyers or want to work with realtors. just straight up ask them, are you wholesaling? And if they start giving you some, yeah, I work with investors, I do, just hang up on them. It's like, if they're not blatantly, I'm a wholesaler, this is what we do, this is how we operate, they're probably gonna not work out for you guys. So
Good advice.
Yeah.
Great advice. Okay, great. Well, yeah. I think we could probably spend a lot more time talking about advice, but but that's why we're connecting, guys, right? So this is just the initial connection. Make sure that we're all connecting on all our socials, and make sure we exchange information and work with each other and do deals. This could just potentially be the first. So we want to leave time to get into our last segment of the day, which is our event section. So if this is the first time you're tuning in, it's not enough just to connect virtually like what we're doing now, but we really encourage people and investors connect with their real estate professionals in person. So that's why we do these events, or events section. Before we talk about the events that are happening this week, we want to just make sure that we thank our sponsor for this week, Exchange Resources. So we're going to play a quick video from them.
Are you an investor that has just sold their investment properties and it's going to be faced with a huge tax consequence? On a $1 million gain, that's about 30 to 40% in taxes that you're going to be facing. So we'd like to help you defer all of your capital gains taxes and roll that over into another property. We're a qualified intermediary. We're with Exchange Resources, and we're here to answer any questions you have on deferring your capital gains taxes on any investment property that you have.
Chris, if you've been tuning into LEARNin Local Live, Chris is a staple in LEARNin Local Live San Diego. So he happens to work so hard that he deserved a vacation, and he's in Cabo right now. So anyway, he's going to miss a great slate of events. Does anyone have any events that they might be wanting to promote this coming week?
Well, Ruben, if anybody has for this week, please speak up. And I also have some that we want you to definitely grab your pen and write them down.
All right.
I have one. So Cow Home Co., they always host this monthly. It's called Deal or No Deal, where you have to pay to go in unless you bring them a property or a deal you're going to flip, you have flipped, or you're planning on flipping. And they basically break it down. They're very brutal with it. They give you every little approach, every little issue, every thing they like, everything they hate about it. And they'll basically give you the most amount of feedback because they're all seasoned investors. They're all construction, GCs, flippers themselves. So they give you everything. And that will be August 26th, I believe. If you want to look up on Eventbrite, Deal or No Deal.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great idea. That kind of sounds like similar to what we're doing now in some ways. So great. Does anyone have any other events that they might be going to that they want to talk about?
I have some events I'd like to promote. In all fairness, transparency, I sit on a committee at San Diego Association of Realtors. I do try to, all segments of my life, be connected to some degree. And there's a few things that are coming up. Forgive me for looking at my notes, but the Reimagine Conference Expo, which is happening here in the San Diego area, September 15th to the 17th. Also, Member Appreciation Day is happening on Wednesday, September 24th. And then they have a Red, White, and Bruise October 23rd, all this year. And you can contact SDAR or reach out to me, Joseph Anthony at Compass Real Estate, for any information.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, SDAR does great. They put on some of the best events in the industry. So always excited to go to those. I'm just going to wrap it up here with a couple of events that you definitely want to attend. It's the Real Estate Inner Circle. It's a mastermind and deal flow at the University Club on it's September 10th. Sorry, 11:30 to 1. Second, we have September 18th, Friends of Downtown San Diego. They're going to have a guest speaker talking about the Maritime Museum at Park Bistro. So if you're interested in learning more about that, let me know. Tracy Hensey here. And then last but not least, this one's going to be another epic event hosted at the University Club in downtown San Diego, a private club. Save the date for the San Diego Region Quarterly Updates. It's a business opportunities luncheon, Tuesday, October 14th, 11:30 to 1. We're going to have leaders from San Diego, from the San Diego Port, the Economic Development Council, the San Diego Community College District, and construction and building opportunities that are happening here in San Diego. So hope to see you at any one of those events. Cheers to your success.
I have two real quick. I'll make it quick.
Yeah.
September 25th, I'm teaching a real estate seminar, Millionaire Real Estate Investor. I'm a certified master faculty trainee in that. So it'll be from 5 to 7 on Thursday, September 25th. Whether you're a first-time investor or like my best friends who own 240 homes, you can come and learn from us. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm also having 2 open houses this weekend. If anyone wants to come see me at open houses this weekend, I'm at new construction in Imperial Beach at 126 Dunnox Avenue. New construction in Imperial Beach. And then I'll be on Sunday, I'll be in downtown San Diego. These both are from 12 to 2. I will be at, it's a 3-bed, 2-bath. This one's actually listed for $725. So if someone is interested kind of in that entry price, we are at 863 Kina Place, DINN.
Got it. Okay, great. Well, hey, I just want to make sure that we don't go over too much. I want to just really quickly reiterate, LEARNin Local Live is to help all you real estate professionals connect, collaborate, and create content that is live. So it creates trust. It's organic. It's not fake. There's no deep fakes here. We posted the link to our San Diego LEARNin Local RIA. We're just building it with the hopes of having Mr. Carlsbad. We're actually having an event September 25th, Thursday night at the Park Hyatt Aviara to launch the event, to launch the group that day. So really would love all of you guys to join us, because you guys are all subject matter experts that can really help educate, empower, and inspire other folks. So really quick, want to give you our amazing guests a spotlight. Really last 30-second call to action from your expertise. Crystal, you go first. You can go first. Would love some last minute advice for everyone that's watching.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you guys want to talk anything about real estate or opportunities or any questions that you have, just give me a call. My cell phone is 619-775-9890. Again, Crystal Hughes, 619-775-9890.
Thank you so much. Mr. Carlsbad, would love to give you the spotlight.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ruben. If you guys know of any homeowners at all that need any help whatsoever, we are always happy to help, happy to give any advice we can, happy to give any tips we can, and happy to help any homeowners we can. If you have any commercial referrals, please give me a call. I have a resource for that. So thanks so much.
All right. And last but not least, Mr. Joseph Anthony Bustamante wins the award for best name of the show.
Thank you again, everyone, for having me and for all of your real estate needs. I work both in the greater Palm Springs region as well as the greater San Diego area. Whether you're looking for an investment property, a condominium, a townhome, or a single family resident, I'd love to be that guy for you. I love helping people. I'd love to help you. Concierge service at all price points, and a realtor extraordinaire. So give me a call. I'd love to see you. Joseph Anthony with Compass. And thanks for having me on today. Thanks to all of you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it was an amazing show, everyone. Thank you so much for providing your expertise today. I mean, I know we could have talked about the fraud and how to prevent it for like the whole show. Right? But you know what? We also want to talk about deals. If there's anything that I learned, is that everybody in the business wants to talk about deals. We want to quickly just post some comments that we got in through LinkedIn. Great job, everyone. Dave Ray has mentioned. David was also hearing some bad echo and feedback. So again, this is really the only challenge that we have giving people information live is the technical issues, but we'll try to fix that. Dave also says a lot of fraudsters grabbing your attention with too good to be true headlines. Be careful of that as well, you guys, right? So, Dave, thank you so much for the comments. Really appreciate you being on the show. And until next time, we just want to say thank you all for being here today on LEARNin Local Live. It's truly an honor to have have you on the show and engaged, and time is money, so we really appreciate all your contributions. Please stay backstage for us to just talk really quick and get some feedback, but let's end the show. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bravo. Great job, everyone.
Bye,
Cheers.
everyone.